Hello everyone, this is Nir again from the Skyvrit Academy. Today I want us to learn a bit about past tense. Okay, this lesson is going to cover a few things actually, but really what I want us to cover today is how we can use the power of the social networks and different dictionaries and in general vocabulary that you have in order to really conjugate it into different verbs. And let me explain to you exactly what I mean by that. There's a lot of groups I noticed lately on Facebook that kind of gives you the word of the day, but once they give you a specific word, okay, for example, a noun related to a verb, okay, you don't necessarily know how to use it, okay? And let me give you an example. For example, running. Okay, running. Running, this is a verbal noun. In Hebrew, we say shem peula, okay? It means that this is literally the name of the action. Okay, it is the name of the action. So I'm not always sure how should I be conjugating this one. How should I say this? Okay, what the pronunciation should be in the different pronouns. So in this class, hopefully, we're going to start slow, but hopefully after this class, we will cover the first group, okay? And you'll be able to see how easy it is actually to conjugate different verbs from a verbal nouns. Okay, now if you don't understand exactly everything I say at this moment, that's okay. Just follow along, and as always, feel free to pause this video, even stop it, and then kind of replay it. I'm always here for any comments, questions, or anything, any kind of feedback. That's fine. That's good. That's part of the process. Okay. So first of all, I want us to realize exactly what a verbal noun is. Okay? What a verbal noun is. A verbal noun is everything to do and related to obviously verbs. Okay, but as I said, previously said, this is literally the name of the action. Okay, and in English we would say, I'll be using the following examples of, for example, reading, running, typing, drinking. All this group is simply called a verbal nouns. Okay, so right now, okay, in order to make it easier on us to conjugate and find the different verbs, okay, we need to find the binyan. Okay, now in case you don't know what binyan is simply a group in Hebrew, okay, that the general term is binyan. Okay, now it is used for kind of distinguish and make the difference between the different groups. It makes a lot of sense in other languages as well. You have such groups. In Hebrew, we simply call it binyan. Okay? As I said, even if you don't understand fully what is it that I'm talking about right now, that's okay. Just make sure to follow along, and hopefully everything will be much more clearer. Okay, so as I said, we start with the very first group, okay? But before that, why we need to find the third person, okay? So first of all, as I said, it is necessary, okay, in order to find the binyan, okay? And later on, it is easier to conjugate, okay? So what we're going to cover here is basically finding that third person, because if we will find the third person in past tense, everything will be much easier. Okay, so we're going to take few verbal nouns here, okay? Shmot pe'ula, shem pe'ula, okay? We have 4 here, okay? Now, again, this is just for the example, but let's very quickly, let's read it, okay? So the first one is ritza. Ritza. Ritza means running. Ritza. Kri'a. Kri'a. Kri'a, it means reading. Shtifa. Shtifa. Shtifa, it means washing. Shmi'a. Shmi'a. Shmi'a, it means hearing. Okay? So we have ritza, kri'a, shtifa, and shmi'a. Now let's start with the very first shem pe'ula. Okay, ritza. Okay, now ritza again. Ritza, it means running. Okay, now you can see here, okay, you can see here that we have yud and hey. This yud gives us the sound of e. This hey gives us the sound of a. So we have ri-tza. Okay, thanks to the yud and the hey, we get this kind of pronunciation, ri-tza. Okay, now you can also see as part of the group itself that all the verbs are pretty much the same, okay, in terms of sound. Okay, so we can hear ritza, kri'a, shtifa, shmi'a. So you can literally hear the i-a, right? Ritza, kri'a, i-a. Okay, so this is the first group, okay, that I want to talk about today. Okay, now this group, okay, this ia that you're hearing here is part of binyan pa'al. Okay, if you remember, we said that binyan, this is simply a general term. I don't want you to kind of get panicked because of the name. This is just a name, okay? Refer this as just a name. Okay, this is just a name for groups. Okay, what kind of groups? Verbal groups. Okay, groups of verbs. So, ritza, kri'a, shtifa, shmi'a. Okay, right now they're not verbs. All these are nouns. Okay, ritza, running. Running, it is not a verb, even if it may sound like it. Okay, but ritza, this is actually a noun and not a verb. Okay, so what I want us to do right now is kind of flipping it into a verb. Okay, so we start by saying that we have I and a. Ritza. In order to make this, okay, to third person, past tense, hu be'avar, all we need to do, okay, this is very simple. All we need to do is we need to kind of get rid of this a sound, this yud and hey. Okay, and as you can see here, since this is part of binyan pa'al, okay, we need to change the pronunciation. Okay, so simply what means that this e we will have to change to a sound. In Hebrew we would say kamatz, and tza is already in ah sound. So it remains the same. Okay? So whenever you see this E sound as part of this group, you will want to change it to ah. Okay? So, for example, let's see that you see this noun, okay, ritza, and you know that it means running. And you want to say he ran. Remember, third person, past tense. He ran. Okay? So, what do we need to do? What are the steps? Perfect. Step number 1 is we need to get rid of these two letters, Yud and Hey. Why? Because we want to get rid of the letters that literally identified, okay, with being a noun. Okay, this is what caused this word to be a noun. Okay, this Yud and this Hey are the reason, okay, for this word to be a noun. We want this word to be a verb, not a noun. Okay, this is part of what we're trying to do here. Okay, remember our goal, to make it third person past tense, but not just third person past tense. We want to make it a verb. Okay, so we need to get rid of this Yud, we need to get rid of this Hey, okay? And once we do get rid of both, this E sound turns to ah. Okay, and here, as you can see, we have kamatz, ah sound, so it remains the same. It doesn't, we don't need to change it. Okay, so it turns to hu rats. Hu rats. Can we see what we did here? Okay, we got rid of this both, okay, these two, and we got hu rats. Hu rats, he ran. Okay, he ran. Let's continue to the next verb, to the next noun. Okay, the next noun is kri'a. Kri'a. Now, what do you think? We can see here the Yud. We can see here the Hey. Okay, kri'a, by the way, again, it means reading. I want to say it as he read. Okay, in past tense. So, I need to get rid of this Yud. I need to get rid of this Hey. Okay, and if I will get rid of this, it means that no matter what nikud we have here, okay, no matter what nikud we have here, we will have to change it to ah. Okay, now why? Why we need to change it to ah? This is simple, because this is binyan pa'al. All this group, okay, all this group is part of binyan pa'al. Okay, binyan pa'al. Why does it call binyan pa'al? There's another great lesson on our YouTube channel. Feel free to go. There is a more explanation about binyanim, but just for the general explanation here, binyan, we can find the binyan simply by following the sound. So, for example, pa'al, you can hear the ah. Okay, pa'al, ah. Okay, so we kind of need to match between the two. We need to match between the verb and the binyan. We need to make it the same sound. So we cannot, for example, have all of a sudden E sound or E sound or U sound. Okay, because this is not part of the pattern that we have in this group. Okay, I hope I'm not complicating this too much, guys. So, kri'a, we need to get rid of these two, Yud and Hey, and we get left with what? What do you think? Well done. Kara. Kara. Okay? Kara. He read. Okay? This is third person past tense. הוא קרא. אתמול הוא קרא. Okay? Now, I hope by now a lot of it makes sense to you. I know there's a lot of different materials and a lot of information here. So I would highly recommend that you will go over this. Okay? You will stop here and kind of rewind. I want you to kind of review everything until up to this point. Okay? But if you do understand, that is fantastic. That is great, and we can continue to our next verbal noun. The next one is shtifa. Shtifa. Okay? Shtifa means washing. Now let me ask you this. We know that in order to get this verbal nouns, this noun, we need to transform it into a noun, into a verb. Okay, and in order to do so, we need to get rid of this yud and this hey. So what do you think we should do here? As you can see here, okay, we do have hey, but we don't have yud. Okay, but if you know nikud, you're able to see that this is actually kind of a missing nikud, we say, okay? Meaning that this period here that we call in Hebrew chirik, this E sound, okay, the yud is actually part of it, okay? So even if you don't see yud here, but you still hear it, you still hear the same pattern, ritza, kri'a, shtifa. You can hear that, shtifa. Okay, so even though I do not see any yud here, it still applies. Okay, so all we have to do here is we need to change, okay, two things. The first one is this shin, okay. Instead of sh, we need to make it sha. Remember, pa, al, a. Okay, this is part of the same group. Okay? Ratz, kara, sha, taf, shataf. Can you see what I did here? I simply kind of changed, okay, the nikud according to the binyan. Sha, taf. Okay, now what happened here? Okay, what happened here? You can see here that in this example, kara, okay, there is a strong a at the end. Okay, kara. And the reason is because of this aleph. Okay, the reason is because of this aleph. In the example of ritza and shtifa, there is another process that takes place here, and this is final words, final letters, otiyot sofiyot. Okay, we call it otiyot sofiyot. Ot sofit, it means a final letter. Okay, it means a final letter. What I mean by that, okay, you can see here that we have pay, but this is not a regular one. This is actually fei sofit. Okay, sofit. So he ot sofit. Okay, in Hebrew we have couple of sofiot. Okay, so for example we have chaf, mem, nun, pei, and tzadik. Okay, and this is extremely important because once you come across this kind of word, this kind of noun, shtifa, okay, and before this hey, before you getting rid of this hey, as you should know by now, and you can see here fei, and you see that you say to yourself, hold on, okay, this is ot sofit, and if this is indeed ot sofit, okay, the masculine version would be soundless, meaning that it would be shataf. Shataf. Okay? So you can hear that we pronounce the sheen and the tav, and there's a clear sound of ah. Okay? But this fe doesn't have a sound, simply shataf. Not fe, fi, fo, fi, just shataf. Okay? So I hope it makes sense here. Now as for the feminine word, okay, it remains the same. Shatfa. Okay, shataf, shatfa. Hu shataf, he shatfa. Okay, hu shataf, he washed. He shatfa, she washed. Okay, she washed. Now, hopefully, things are, I know, again, there's a lot of different information here, but let me just kind of review this very quickly once again. What I want you to do right now is take a pen and paper. That's okay, pause the video, take pen and paper, and write the followings. Okay? Whenever you hear or see, okay, it can be again on Facebook, on a dictionary, as part of a translation, it can be anywhere, really, okay, one word of this group, okay, and how do you know that this is part of this group? By listening to it. I-a, ri-tza, kri-a, shtifa, shmi'a. Okay? All this group is simply pa'al. Okay? This is the name of this group. Okay? It is called pa'al. Now, thing here with this group is that it should be the easiest one. Okay? Next lesson we are going to cover more, but for now, just know that this is and should be the easiest one, okay, among them all. Okay, so steps in order to find third person past tense, the verb. First one, we need to get rid of this yud and hey. And the second step is simply we need to change the nikud, any nikud for that matter. In this case, in ritza, in this case, we need to change it from I to A. So instead of ri, that would be ra. Okay? So we need to change all the nikud and make sure that the nikud is A. Everything is A. Okay? This is pretty simple to remember. Okay? Now, the next step is we need to make sure that we don't have any final letters, otiot sofiot. Okay? We need to make sure that we don't have any of these. Okay? Because if we do have one of these, okay, as a final letter, okay, as ot sofit, that would be silent. Okay? So as we saw previously, okay, in this example, okay, we can see that we have tzaddik here. All right. Now, as we said, we transform this sound into a. This one remained the same. So, is everything okay here? The answer is no, not completely. We managed to complete the first step, but we still see that we have a final letter here, tzaddik, one of these final letters group, okay? And so this is actually changed from a into silent, okay? So instead of instead of ratza, it would be simply ratz, okay? The example of ratza would be for the feminine one. הוא רץ, היא רצה. Okay? הוא קרא, היא קראה. Okay? So we can see again there's a lot of different examples here, but hopefully this is the main steps that you should use. Get rid of this e and a, and making sure that we don't have final letters. Okay, there have been a lot of information going on here. So I want to give you kind of homework. Okay, now feel free to comment down below with the answer for the last one. Okay, שמיעה. Okay, what do you think would be the answer for he in past tense? Okay, מה הוא עשה? מה הוא עשה? Okay, שמיעה, it means hearing. Hearing, okay? And I'm asking you, how would we say that in third person past tense? He in past tense. הוא בזמן עבר. What would be my verb? Okay? Now remember the steps. We need to get rid of this yud, get rid of this hey, and we need to make sure that we're not dealing with a final letter, ot sofit, okay? Because after getting rid of this, okay, we literally take a look at this final letter. Is it a final letter? Is it ot sofit? Okay, ask yourself. And answer and comment below. This one was a bit longer one, but I really hope you find it beneficial and informative. I also want to invite you to become a formal Skyvrit student and start with us next course in September. This is going to be great. We're going to meet for 3 times a week, and we're going to learn Hebrew. This is intended for all levels, so even if you're an intermediate student or an advanced one, that's okay. We're going to practice. Skyvrit has a lot of things. As part of it, we also have the Hebrew to Go library, which is great. You will be able to find there a lot of different materials such as audiobooks and different stories and practices, a lot of good stuff. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Again, if you have any questions related to the regarding to the homework or anything else, feel free. Any feedback is welcome. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.